Hey guys, welcome back to the Heel Podcast. We are back with money. We've had Money in the Bank this month. We've had Slammiversary. Well, actually, it's all been in one weekend.
Yeah.
What a weekend this has been. What a weekend.
The boys watched the Slammiversary. I didn't, and the way I'm feeling today, I'm really glad I didn't, because I would have been dying if I'd done Slammiversary the night before as well. But yeah, we'll kick off with Slammiversary, as it was the one that happened on the first night, guys. I will run you through the matches again, just so you guys have a little brief memory, and let us know what you thought of it, because you both said how good it was. Yeah. In the first match of the main show, we had the Ultimate X match for the IMPACT X Division Championship. Josh Alexander defeating Ace Austin, Chris Bay, is that how we say it? Petey Williams,
Chris Bay, yeah.
Rohit, my man Raju, and Trey Miguel.
What a match!
Big match, long match.
What a match!
You mentioned Petey Williams?
I did.
Yeah, you mentioned. Do you know what? There was a spot in that match. That was an awesome match. We said the Ultimate X matches are always really, really good, and it frustrates me they started with them, because it's like the best match of the night normally. And I remember one bit linked. Do you remember the spot where one of them's holding on to the belt and they all had each other in a move down to the floor?
Mm. Yeah,
it was
right down near the end. There was like a submission chain literally going from the ropes up on the top all the way down to the ground, and like I think there's like 5 men in like a
all
chain
different moves
all the way up. Like, it was so weird.
Like from an ankle look down to a crippler crossface at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like it was.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, we said during the live, because we did the live watch along for Slammiversary as well on Twitch. But we said during that it was the X Division is what made TNA back in the day what TNA was, with the big Ultimate X matches and the stipulation matches in TNA. They were always fun to watch. Even the bad ones, you know, the Reverse Royal Rumble or the King of the Mountain match, and there was always fun to watch, even if they weren't the best matches. They were always like, what is this? You know, it just unique. And I'd love to see them go more back to that. You know, they brought out things like the Lockdown pay-per-view, which was every match in a cage. You know, and then inside the cage they had tables matches, or they had different stipulations for matches inside of cages during lockdown matches, and they were great. They were always fun to watch. It just, I don't know. They obviously got convoluted along the way, and obviously when Hogan came along, and they kind of just tried to go more mainstream with it, and just have the one-on-one singles matches and things. It took it away. It took it away. And Slammiversary, that Ultimate X match was back to their roots. It was back to...
They even brought back a bit of the old comedy they used to have.
Yeah.
In the Ultimate X match, because they were always really good for that. And some of their spots were absolutely amazing. The Ultimate Canadian Destroyer. There was... one of the guys was on top of someone's shoulders, and Petey Williams done a Canadian Destroyer off his shoulders. It was absolutely nuts.
I sent the clip in one of our chats of that move. Because they posted it themselves on Twitter, because they're obviously quite proud of that moment. It was crazy. It was really good.
It landed really well as well.
Yeah, it did.
That's the kind of matches we liked from them.
Yeah, it was a great match, and I mean, to be fair, the winner was predictable, because I knew who was going to win before the match started. And I'm not an avid watcher. I watch Impact when important things happen. I don't watch it all the time.
But he was champion. Was he champion going into the match? He was, wasn't it? He wasn't?
I thought he was.
So. Based on the way it is here, it looks like he was.
Oh, maybe he was. Okay.
And that's the thing. Me and Kirsty, we watched it with, we don't watch Impact. And I said, she didn't have a clue who any of them were, really. And I had a clue who a couple of them were. So it was going in completely blind, and it was just to enjoy it. It was actually really good.
No,
We didn't have a clue what to expect.
that's what it's
You
about,
knew who
mate.
Petey Williams was.
I knew
Little
Petey
Petey
Williams
Pump.
was.
Little Petey Pump, old Team
Yeah.
Canada member.
And then after that, you had the mixed tag match. Was a weird one. That
It wasn't a bad match, to be fair.
Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green beating
Yeah.
Brian Myers and Tenille Dashwood. It's like that's
It's strange.
weird.
Like I said, I said most of the match that I just wanted Nick Gage to come out at the end and beat the crap out of Matt Cardona. It didn't happen, sadly. We didn't obviously we all expected Chelsea Green, and then because obviously it was a mystery, wasn't it? We all expected Chelsea Green, and then obviously she announced that she broke her wrist again. Like that woman needs some calcium. Like,
And that was a few days before.
I recommend milk. But yeah, honestly, like that woman's bones are just brittle at this point. It's kind of sad.
It was good to see her back, though, because that's where I remember her first of all.
Yeah, because obviously she had the hot mess gimmick, didn't she, over
Yeah.
in Impact? But she came out with a cast on, which they didn't really make much of a point of, which I'm quite surprised about. I thought they'd have made more of a point about the cast, but they didn't.
No, they involved it with the low blow at the end, but that was about it.
Yeah, very strange spot that. They ended the match with a low blow on Emma. Oh, sorry, to Neil.
Yeah, there was a low blow with the cast.
There's something missing from this situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from what you told me, lads, it was an okay match. It was just very odd.
It was definitely a downswing from the big upswing at the start.
We did say that everything's going to happen. Then we focus on the very first match, Slammiversary, and the last match in between's a bit.
Yeah, and I said at the time as well. I was like, all four of these guys have been fired from WWE because they weren't that good. Like it's
that was the ironic bit.
Speaking of people that used to be in WWE, the next match was W. Morrissey versus Eddie Edwards. W. Morrissey, obviously formerly Big Cass.
That was okay. I mean, it's nice to see Big Cass doing well.
He did hold his own, to be fair. We were talking about this, and it was even said, look, by you, I think it was, Link. Do you know what? If he carries on like this, don't be surprised if he ends up back at WWE. Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah, big dude, looks good now. He's put on a lot of muscle mass.
He looks like Edge.
Looks fantastic.
So much now.
Does look a lot like Edge, but he looks fantastic in himself. He looks healthy. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him back. I wouldn't be surprised to see him back in the future. I don't get the appeal of Eddie Edwards personally. I said this during the match as well. Yeah, he's like Impact's biggest star, and they absolutely love him. But I don't get the appeal. I don't get the draw.
I liked him as a tag team specialist. That was it really for me.
Yeah, but he's not done the Wolves thing for a long time now.
No, that was where I see him, and that was where he worked well.
But yeah, it was the match was okay. Again, we're starting to build back up again after kind of a crash after the X Division match.
But then you had Finn Juice beating Madman Fulton and Shearer.
See, that was okay. It was a quick match.
That wasn't even a scheduled match.
1 minute 15.
Yeah.
That wasn't a scheduled match kind of thing, though.
No, that was they came out to complain about what happened in the X Division match, and then they came out and announced that Finn Juice had re-signed, and then they came out and had a quick match.
Yeah, it was just basically a return.
Yeah.
Just a return pop. That was it.
But it's always nice to see generational superstars doing well as well. With obviously Finlay and that one, Dave Finlay.
Yeah, Finlay. Yep.
So yeah, and obviously, although it does make me laugh, obviously Madman Fulton's another one that was released from WWE for not being good enough.
He was one of the original members of Sanity.
Yeah, and just sort of crushed him at 15. Not the best time.
Yeah.
Moose was in the next one, and he lost to Chris Sabin. You were singing about Moose last night a little bit.
No, I'm not even going to lie. I can't even remember this match.
I actually forgot it, to be fair.
So the next match was the Good Brothers. They defeated Violent by Design.
No, wait, hang on, because I can't talk about Moose, because Moose is looking good. Moose is looking.
Chris Sabin's looking very, very different from when I remember.
Yeah. I think this is why I kind of tuned out. I said at the time, Chris Sabin's, for me, as a tag team specialist, is one of the most machine guns. Seeing him singles action, I just wasn't that interested.
I do remember this one. We actually said it was going to be strength versus wrestling moves. It was a quick roll up, which we said actually works because it would have been bad for Moose to take a pinfall. It was a quick roll up that got it. So it kind of made sense.
We also said, and this is the match that we were talking about, Styles quite a lot. Not AJ Styles, but like styles of wrestling. And we're saying that this should be the classic, power versus speed, as Pete said. But Moose was throwing out moonsaults.
Hurricanranas, weren't they?
Hurricanranas. Like Moose was doing the quick moveset rather than the power moveset.
And it was kind of shocking.
Big dude.
Yeah. But it was shocking because Sabin's really small and he's lost a lot of weight as well. So he looks even smaller. So it made Moose look even bigger. And it's quite strange to see.
Yeah, it's Moose is looking fantastic. It's a shame that he was never picked up by any of the bigger companies. Obviously, he was rumored to be joining WWE for a long time. And then his past kind of kiboshed that. But AEW could pick him up, I guess. Still, that's definitely an option at the moment.
There's definitely a link between the two, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him on there soon. And who knows?
Yeah. Anything else on that one, lads? Was that about it on that one there?
No, that's it for that one. Sorry, mate.
4-way tag team match. Obviously, the Good Brothers defeating.
I remember the shock of Link's face in this. There was one big shock on the intros, weren't there, Link? We were trying to work out. There was a special to be announced tag team partner in this.
There was, and we was all very excited to see who it could be. It's
we was writing out names.
Awesome.
And who was it?
No way, Jose. No way.
Oh, and who was he with?
He's actually No Way. No Way is No Way Jose.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, his name is now No Way.
No Way.
Oh.
And he come out with the entourage as well and dancing around the ring.
Yeah, it's safe to say I wasn't a fan of that gimmick in WWE. Still not a fan of that gimmick in any other company. So
as soon as the music started, Link's face was a picture because he's got the same music.
Pretty much,
yeah.
If I don't know. I mean.
Well, they were talking about
the irony is that Money in the Bank, the little No Way Jose gimmick could actually have probably got over during the that night with the crowd back. But
the thing was, we was talking about people that could make possible switches to Impact, and we come up with some big names. We were talking about names like Daniel Bryan and Braun Strowman, and then No Way Jose come out, and it was a bit like what?
Yeah, that's a bit naff. That.
Yeah, just a bit.
Not a bad match, to be fair, though.
They also aired that little vignette not long before this match, I think it was, for the Long Live the King, and then they changed it to Long Live Drama King, which is obviously the former Aiden English.
Oh, okay.
Who apparently debuted on Impact last night, because they had another show last night.
Cool.
Or a recording last night, or something like that.
But the tag match weren't that bad, to be fair. It was okay. You called it, though, didn't you? You said you wouldn't be surprised to see the Good Brothers pick up a win.
They were. Yeah, they weren't champions going into this, actually.
No, they weren't champions going in. They've took them back, which it didn't surprise me at all. It didn't surprise me at all. Like, obviously, the Good Brothers are, some of their biggest stars over at Impact now, because their biggest star is Kenny Omega, and he's not an Impact wrestler. He's an AEW wrestler. So
weird that.
Yeah, the Good Brothers are their sort of link to that whole mesh, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was an alright match though. It was some good little spots in there.
Yeah. What about the Impact Knockout Championship? Obviously, Deonna Purrazzo retained against Thunder Rosa.
Well, it was a TBA again.
Yeah, it was another to be announced.
What for Thunder Rosa?
All sorts of names. Yeah.
The
one that we didn't throw out was Thunder Rosa.
we was convinced on Sunday though, weren't we?
Yeah, I was absolutely adamant.
We was all convinced.
Mickey James. Absolutely adamant. It's going to be Mickey James.
That'd have been picked for them again.
Well, so
Yeah.
the match ended, and then Mickey James' music hit. So it was.
Oh, for God's sake!
It just wasn't at the time it should have been. Yeah.
But then again, if they were keeping it on Perazzo, or however you actually pronounce it, it makes sense.
She come out saying she wasn't wrestling. She's come over from NWA, and she wanted to take her over to NWA.
Yeah.
And basically end up with Mickey James slapping her in the face. So there's going to be a fight there. But it was kind of good the way they done it.
Cool.
She's not come out to wrestle her.
Yeah.
It's good. The thing is, it opens doors up now for NWA as well. Have you not? We've already said there was people coming across from New Japan involved. There's alliances from everywhere.
Well, we haven't mentioned the New
Japan. We haven't mentioned New Japan.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, but there's how many alliances now with different companies with Impact?
All of them, mate. All of them. Like,
apart from WWE, they've got people coming across from everywhere.
Because Chelsea Green's also signed to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So they've got Ring of Honor. They've obviously got NWA. They've got New Japan. They've got AEW. Yeah, apart from WWE, they've got them all really. It's like that big.
Finley, has he actually re-signed with Impact, or is he still working with both? This is the thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Obviously, Dave Finley and Juice Robinson are both New Japan stars as well. So.
Yeah, so there's a lot of companies working with Impact. So fair play to them for that.
Yeah, for sure. It's I mean, surely it's only a matter of time before WWE start working with TNA again. Surely it's just going to be the one company everybody works with, and actually it'd be good for business for the whole industry. To be fair, there's one company that everybody works with, and it's not one of the big two in AEW and WWE.
It's definitely possible. Yeah. The only thing is then that we might end up with a random match of a WWE star versus an AEW star, and then it's like
And main event was Kenny Omega defeating Sami Callihan in a no DQ match.
Right. I'm going to straight out say at the beginning of this match, I fully expect this to be quite tame. I didn't expect them to have the big hardcore spots that you'd normally get in an ODQ match or a Sami Callihan match in general. I was wrong. Yeah? I was very wrong.
We both said, Moxley, we said these matches would have been brilliant, but we actually both said, I actually said to Link, Kenny Omega, as if they're going to let him take any of these. And he was like, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
And then they did.
Yeah. It's just so within probably 5 minutes of the match starting, Kenny bladed. Like we saw him blade, so we knew
it was obvious.
It was unfortunate that it was obvious, but he bladed.
That's the fork, wasn't there?
And then the pizza cutter.
Yeah. The fork and then the pizza cutter come out.
Just bonkers, mate. Absolutely.
What the bloody hell did I miss? Was this a new
Jack
match?
It started off with fork to the eyebrow, then a pizza cutter across the forehead.
Yeah. So he had him wrapped up through the Sammy had Kenny wrapped up through the ropes. Obviously, at this point, he's already bleeding. Took out a pizza cutter and just went all the way across his head, like repeatedly. It was quite cool. It's quite cool. But the match had barbed wire chairs. It had a board. I don't understand the boards. That was very weird to me.
It looked like the barbed wire boards, but someone lost the barbed wire.
Yeah, like they just forgot to put barbed wire on the barbed wire board.
Literally just like a piece of plywood.
Yeah, just a piece of particle.
It was thinner than the table. Okay. Yeah, it was just their old boards. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense to me, that.
Literally just a board that they would have used to actually put the ring together underneath the...
No, it's thinner than that.
Maybe.
Underneath the
you had the thumbtack still.
Yeah, there was a thumbtack spot, there was a thumbtack spot where Kenny loaded up his knee pad with thumbtacks by like putting his knee in thumbtacks before he hit the V trigger.
He literally put his knee down on the thumbtack so the tacks would go into his knee pad.
Yeah.
No, but then he went to knee Sami Callihan in the face.
Yeah, that's the knee trigger.
But if the thumbtacks went into his knee pad,
they're all pointing towards Kenny.
The smooth bit would be getting Sammy in the face.
Yeah, it didn't. It was a strange spot. It didn't make much sense. But
no, that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying things. They're trying things in these matches. And
Sammy,
Yeah, fair play.
Sammy even at one point ended up swallowing a load of thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Kenny put them all in his mouth.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah.
There was a tombstone onto a barbed wire chair,
Yeah.
which was just mental.
Well, the finish, didn't Sammy take the
one wing angel
onto the thumbtacks?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, they proper went for it.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was a good match. And then
I was about to say, I knew
the Good Brothers popped out, didn't they?
I knew the appearance happened, but I was just trying to find out where, and I found out when.
Yeah, the Good Brothers come out to congratulate Kenny with their belts, and all three of them had belts.
they stood up and they did their too sweet in.
We actually said, Lynn goes to me, little 10 minutes earlier, he was like, "Do you reckon that's it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And as I said yes, he went, "Really?" And the screen went black. And it was like, this was going to be something special. None of us were expecting it.
I genuinely didn't expect it.
I'm surprised.
Jay White.
Jay White. Is it the first time he's appeared since New Japan?
Yeah, I think so.
Since Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think it's the first time he's appeared in a major US company as well.
Yeah. And the next bit was absolutely amazing, and I praise Impact for this. It really annoyed all of us.
It did.
Like, you see the Good Brothers and Kenny throw up the too sweet sign, and Jay White's just standing there, and it looked like he went to move, and the screen cut, and that was all you see, and it just ended there. And it was like 5 minutes early still, and they just ended. He went to move. You don't know. He went to move quite quickly as well.
The screen just got black. Like there was no. Do you know like with WWE, there's like the obvious fade out with the camera of them stood looking at each other. And,
no, he went to move.
The copyright sign. This looked like it was midstream. It just
mid move, so you couldn't actually see what he done, and they just ended the stream, so you couldn't see a thing.
Oh, Jay White did wrestle after Wrestle Kingdom. I just had a quick look. He did wrestle in New Japan again.
But we don't know if he threw up a too sweet sign, if he went for Kenny, and no one's going to know yet.
But obviously, Jay White as well is the leader of the Bullet Club now.
Yes.
After basically kicking out Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is where Gallows and this is where you see the Good Brothers kind of a bit confused, a bit undecided on what to do first of all, because them two threw up the sign, and then Kenny kind of threw it out reluctantly after that.
I mean, it's very strange to me as well, because obviously the original four for the Good Brothers are Carl Anderson, or for the Bullet Club was Carl Anderson, Finn Balor as Prince Devitt, Tama Tonga, and Bad Luck Fale. They were the original four members of the Bullet Club.
And what have you seen recently?
Yeah, Finn's throwing out stuff left, right, and centre for Bullet Club. The Tama Tonga on Twitter is an interesting one to follow. I will tell you that from nothing. Because he's also thrown out a lot, but he's also talking to Finn a lot. And they're saying that there's been a lot of see you soons going between the two of them. So I don't know if that's a sign that Finn's maybe on his last contract and he's heading back. Because let's be honest, his run's been a bit.
I mean, but then he did appear on Friday night.
He did, yeah. But I mean, he's contracted to have another 6-8 months on it.
Yeah.
You know, but obviously his original run with the Universal belt and whatnot was great, but Finn's run on it's been a bit.
It does make you think that anything's possible now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mean that the door's open, and I'd love to see the Tonga boys back over in WWE. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see the Gorillas Destiny in WWE. They are a fantastic team.
Well, this is the thing. Not only Finn going, can you imagine if Vince brought them over?
Yeah.
Had the Bullet Club in WWE. He's always wanted it.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do see WWE working with at least one of the companies very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up being New Japan.
New Japan would be the most the one that makes the most sense.
We all know that Vince likes breaking markets and stuff and getting into new markets
the thing is, Impact
reigniting in markets.
Impact haven't had the best relationships with New Japan in the past.
Mm.
So I can imagine, WWE will be one that they'll be interested in.
Yeah, I mean, but that door is just well and truly open left, right, and centre, isn't it? Like it's nothing to do with Tony Khan, even though Tony Khan will tell you that he is the forbidden door. It's not. It's nothing to do with that. I'm enjoying wrestling again. I am enjoying
You've been really hyped for this weekend.
The prospect. This weekend has been fantastic. It really has.
What?
So SmackDown on Friday as well was brilliant.
Yeah, it was
really good.
Well, that was the most notable thing about everything this weekend. It was nice having fans. Was there fans at Impact, I assume?
Yes, yeah, there wasn't a lot. Pete was taking the mick quite a lot. Like, oh, they only got 20 fans. It's like, yeah.
No, there was about 100 or so.
120, 100, 200 fans in the arena for Slammiversary.
The only thing I will say about Impact that really bugged me straight away was their announcers table. You actually see the bits of machinery they use, and at one point, Matt Striker was like on the pre-show. He was like, "I wonder how long's left. How long's left to go?" You see him pick up his phone, look at it, going, "We have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left of the main show starts." They looked at their mobile phones to check it.
Yeah, it's
Brown didn't say anything for the first half hour.
D'Lo Brown just didn't speak. Like, this is their commentary team. He just sat there in silence. Like, okay. I mean, Matt Striker's fantastic as commentator. He always has been, and he's not lost anything. I don't think. He obviously had to deal with what he had to deal with. Yeah, he obviously had to deal with what he'd got to work with, But
he done well. He done well.
It was good. It was a great show overall. I think personally, I really enjoyed it.
And like the fans, with that pop when Jay White came out was mental.
I mean, the pop from me alone was pretty. It was pretty good. Like, I just didn't see it happening.
And Pete sat there going, "Who?
No, even I knew he was a bit."
Because you didn't watch Wrestle Kingdom with us, did you? So
no, I knew who Jay White was just for the Bullet Club though.
Fair enough. We will switch back over to WWE then. So obviously SmackDown, some good things. We had Finn make a return on there. I think most of the rest of it though will come into play with the actual Money in the Bank. It was pretty much only Finn's return that doesn't come into play at all on Money in the Bank, I think. Oh, Bar Vince coming out and going, "Where you been?
Where the hell are you been?"
And then I go back off again. I was like, okay.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
That gave me goosebumps though. Hearing the crowd singing Vince's song.
Music.
Yeah, that was cool.
As soon as his music hit, the whole place went mental. And you couldn't hear the words of the song through the crowd singing over the top of it. And I was like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Although how bad was his bow at the end of it?
I mean, it was a little bit awkward. But...
Mind you, we say he looks old. Have you seen the video of him that's come out of him training?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a beast.
And it's like the guy can just about walk there, but he's doing leg presses of stupid weights.
Yeah.
I think he's lost his confidence a little bit with TV. He's said several times he doesn't want to be on TV anymore. And I think he was not forced to come out. I think he was uncomfortable being out there.
I think he wanted to do the one thing.
The world's just a different place now for TV wise compared to what it was back in the Attitude Era days. So I get it. Yeah. But we'll start with the pre-show then, lads, on Money in the Bank, which, like I said, we'll say a few times. It was a bloody excellent pay-per-view, actually. Usos managed to defeat the Mysterios and become SmackDown Tag Team Champions
in a great match.
There was only one thing that really, really confused me, and I still haven't. They still never explained it. What was going on with the Mysterios entrance?
Oh,
Yeah, it was a bit weird, wasn't
that was weird. That was weird, especially as it was on the pre-show. It was like this seems like a
Looking
lot of
through the
work for a
portal.
pre-show match.
They had a full-on WrestleMania quality entrance for a pre-show.
It was a portal, and I had to step through the portal.
Yeah.
And then they came out and they had
hockey masks on.
Yeah. It was weird. Bad thing about this match for me was that I went Mysterious and I lost. But Pete and Link, they both went the Usos on their predictions and they got it right. So
The
1-0 to them, I guess.
that 619 that turned into like a boot to the face there. That was pretty cool.
That was good.
That was pretty cool. Obviously, Usos doing what Usos do and having some crazy good teamwork at the end with their, sliding onto the rope when the ref can't see to hold the pin in place.
Yeah.
It didn't. I fair play. It's unique. It's different, and it was good. It wasn't Young Bucks quality of trying to, double team constant super kick win. It was sly, and when the ref couldn't see it, and it worked.
So
I liked it.
I've grown a little bit of annoyance recently with tag team matches, and they've just sort of bored the hell out of me for quite a while now. But both the tag teams matches on this card, I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I think
It made a nice change.
WWE don't handle tag teams very well. I think that's always been the case.
And I think that's why I was just so bored of them.
Yeah, they've kind of ruined their own division with tag team wrestling.
Especially when there's something like a Money in the Bank or in the past or something like that, where it involves multiple people in a match. They're like, okay, what we'll do is we'll stick the good guys together and the bad guys together, and then they'll have tag matches on Raw or SmackDown. It's like, I don't want this. Stop it.
And then after the pay-per-view, we'll just continue tagging them together, and they'll become a tag team for 6 months, and then we'll split them up because that's what we do.
I think what WWE have done with the Usos, they've done it. They've got the perfect combination for heel tag teams with the Usos. They're not overdoing the cheating. They're still really good wrestlers, but they'll always throw in one or two little spots of the holding the leg down, like the old style, the perfect heel. Just to get the fans hating them a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect for the stable they're in.
It's hard to hate the Usos because they're so bloody good.
Yeah. But they will always come in with one or two little things just to cheat.
They've been around for bloody donkeys now, haven't they? So
just stop drinking and driving.
Yeah.
No, because they do that,
and then
they win the belts.
Yeah.
But
Just stop though.
Yeah.
You bunch of monks. Stop.
But honestly, I still rate the Usos as one of my top 5 tag teams, to be honest with you. I think they are absolutely fantastic.
I think that's probably an argument. I'd probably even put them in top 3, There's a definite argument for it.
It's hard for me to place anybody above Edge and Christian, Hardy's, Dudley's, after the TLC matches.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy on the Dudleys, to be fair, as a thing for over the years. Obviously, it's the best trio of tag teams of all time.
I don't know. You still got the Road Warriors in there.
Yeah, you're old though.
Yeah. No, I'd definitely put them in there though.
No.
The Usos are definitely up there, but yeah.
But yeah, that was the pre-show.
Road Warriors don't even make the top 10 in my list, mate. Sorry.
That was on. Wow, that's probably something I'd agree with. To be fair. We then had the Money in the Bank women's ladder match to start the actual main show, and we were saying throughout this entire match, there's this spot, there's this spot. It's kind of annoying that we know what's coming because there's this spot and this spot. Oh, they're about to do this. They had the 3 ladders up. Oh, they're going to do this. None of us called the actual end of this match.
No, we didn't. We really didn't.
We had 6 people, six of the females up on the 3 ladders, and Nikki Ash was just like, "Sod you, I'll just go past you all and win the match. I'll grab it, and I've won. Bye. See you later."
Yeah. Do you know what? I noticed little bits. The only bit that really wound me up. You had Asuka with both of her hands free, looking up right next to her, going, put her head down. Put her head down. Just get into a mood so you can't just ignore her for a minute. It made it so obvious, but it was. I enjoyed it.
No, it was a really good match. The thing is, I can only think of one spot in that match that I can actually remember outright, and that was obviously Nikki jumping off the top of the ladder.
That ladder
which slipped.
Yeah.
And whether I don't know who's what the reason why it took so long to actually take off, but they seem to be stood there for a long time. The ladies in the ring, weren't they?
This is the thing. Instead of just carrying on fighting, because you know the spot's coming, but they're not straight away. You see them stop, look up, and then you see Nikki celebrating to the crowd a little bit,
and then she
started to start, and then jumped. It seemed a good 30, 40 seconds, and they were still there, just looking up.
Yeah.
So there's a really easy way for them to get around that, because obviously they need the girls there to be able to catch her as she jumps, which is fine.
Camera shot.
So all they need to do is have them keep fighting each other.
Yeah.
Have them keep fighting, just looking at each other, fighting with each other, and wait for the crowd reaction.
Yeah.
From Nikki stood on the top, and then go, why are they all reacting? All look up at the same time and go, oh, and that's when she jumped.
Yeah.
And it would work so much better.
Don't stand there for 2 minutes going, oh, she's nearly at the top.
It wouldn't have took a lot. It wouldn't have took a lot.
God.
Yeah. Because there's enough experience in that huddle that one of the women should have taken charge of the situation, been stood so she could see everything,
and gone now,
and then everyone goes like,
oh! Natalia's been in
yeah.
WWE for how long?
But I mean, you could argue the fact that
Tamina's been there for God knows how long now.
Tamina could be orchestrating it, but so could Asuka as well. And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, probably people, even Naomi and stuff, would probably be trusted to do that sort of thing as well. It's like there's a lot of experience that could have taken away.
Bits they could have really
improved that spot. I'm just glad that, like I said, Nikki didn't hurt herself from the ladder completely moving.
That was the refs. That was the refs' fault, 100%. Like, so the referees' jobs on the outside of the ring, and obviously it's out of camera shot. Their job is to hold the ladders.
Yeah.
So especially for spots like that, that ladder should not have moved. It should have been held firm. The fact that it went like it did, she could have easily broken her neck. Like
no one was there.
She
could have easily missed that.
I genuinely hope that someone got fired for that.
She was Nikki almost super hurt.
Yeah.
Almost seriously hurt. There we are. Then I'm like,
yeah, that she could have easily missed that ring.
Yeah.
Landed on the ropes or anything.
Yeah, it's a scary moment.
Hold on, what was the other spot? There was another spot in that match that really shouldn't have happened. Who come off the ladder and landed on their
Zelina.
legs and
It was Liv, Zelina, and Natalia.
Yes,
and it all was weird, and it wasn't very well executed. And Zelina came
really
down, and she landed straight down on her feet, and her knees just crumbled out sideways. And I was like, "Oh my Jesus, that looked like that hurt."
Yeah, it wasn't a good spot, that. So basically, Natalia was on the ladder. Zelina climbed up and over Natalia and was kind of on her back. And then Liv came to try and stop it. And there was 3 people in a space of what could have been 2. And there just wasn't enough room for them to maneuver, I think. And it just didn't go well. Didn't go well at all. But overall, though, that match was really good, and I'm really happy with the winner. Like,
despite
really
none of us picking her, yeah.
Well, literally, we all thought it was a 2-horse race, really, with Bliss and Liv.
Yeah,
and we also said that we could easily see Zelina being the dark horse, considering the fact that she was released and they brought her back, and then she's also in the Money in the Bank straight away.
Like you said, like Link said, Nikki's been on a hell of a run lately, and we just overlooked her completely.
Well, the names that she's beat in the last month or 2 is ridiculous. So
yeah, she's had wins over Charlotte. She's had wins over Rhea. She's obviously had wins over Shayna. She's had wins. I was assuming over Nia Jax. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I assume so. Like, yeah, she has been on an absolute tear. So the writing was on the wall really for her to win it.
We just didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
No, it was really good. I was really pleased with that match. We then had the Raw tag team match. Omos and Styles against the Viking Raiders. Very predictable. We all went that, of course. At one point, we thought that actually Styles had lost it, to be fair.
Yeah.
With the Viking Raiders doing I can't remember the name of their tag team finisher. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, they did it, and then
Viking Experience.
Yeah, that's it.
Omos was on the outside.
Omos was on the outside, and he threw the bald dude, Eric.
Eric.
He threw Eric onto Ivar and Styles, which obviously broke up the pin, which was something different. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Omos's slam that he picked up Eric.
Oh, he's just
It
unreal.
was Ivar, wasn't it?
Gorilla pressed Ivar
Yeah.
over his head. Like,
That was nuts.
Yeah. I mean, if we don't have Omos versus, well, the Raw champion at some point, then
I mean,
he's going to get it at
carries
some
on
point.
like he is. He's a future champion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's currently working with Kevin Nash, which was revealed on Kevin Nash's chat with Stone Cold, which aired last night.
Right.
Can he start bracing up his knees already, please?
It's going to tear his quads. But genuinely, he's working with Kevin Nash. And to be honest with you, Kevin Nash was a great big guy. Whether people like him or not, like, great big guy and probably a perfect person to learn from. Because, you know, he's a former world champion himself.
The one thing he's got to really pick up on is his selling, but
like I said last night as well, he's a giant. Giants aren't supposed to sell.
I'm not being funny. If you let's we're putting him in the same category as Giant Gonzalez and Great Khali.
Oh, he's much better though. He's got so much more potential.
And I think that's the category you have to put him in with the size that he's going to be at. That's the way that he's going to always be built.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's good. He's athletic enough, and as long as he stays nice and healthy, I'm sure we'll probably see multiple world championships from him, I reckon, at some point, because he's still only relatively young. How old is he? Let's have a quick double check. No. He's only 27. Don't forget, guys. 27,
really?
And he's 7'3".
Yeah,
7'3".
Although I liked his old name, Big Jordan. Should have gone to that. Just Big Jordan.
Big Jordan.
That's
Big George.
That's for when he does collabs with X-Pac, isn't it? Yeah, Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. I mean, that was a bit of a contrast from him losing to Woods the other day, eh?
Versus squash.
It started off when it was quite rapid from Kofi first of all. He come running out.
It's like the longest.
I thought, here we go.
I'm sorry.
And I'm saying he come running out, a couple of quick moves, thinking, could Kofi try and get this quick? And then the little went wrong.
It's the longest squash match in history, I reckon. Though still went 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes, just toying with him. You consider how quickly Brock dispatched Kofi. It was very shades of that, and that's happened twice for that same title now.
Yeah,
I don't think we can have Kofi on a main title again. Let's just not, shall we?
To be honest with you.
I wouldn't mind Kofi having a little minor title run again at some point. I'm okay with that. But actually, I'd love to see Woods have one at long last.
Yeah, do we need the New Day to be title running though? Really? Like,
yes,
anyway,
because
let's move on.
Because we'll get to it. But yeah, a squash match, guys, but a good match. And we weren't really watching because we were sat just chilling and chatting with Adam, our friend Adam Oakley. He was on Hollyoaks, you know. He comes on for clout. He doesn't.
It was great. In fairness, I think we had less viewers on our stream last night than we normally do. So definitely wasn't for clout.
No. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley.
Me and Link, I enjoyed this.
Me and Link got that one. Oh, we all got Bobby on the last one, by the way, as well, guys.
I was about to say, hang on. So let's go back and dissect Bobby versus Kofi a little bit.
I didn't watch it, so I can't.
He did dissect Kofi quite a lot.
Yeah, I can't. I didn't really watch
it.
To be honest.
They've obviously... Bobby's had this gimmick going. He's obviously a heel. But during the pandemic era, they've had the whole thing with the Bobby's Girls and the VIP lounge and all the rest of it. And then last week, that all ended. You know, he was like, right, no, this has got to stop. Just before the live crowds came back. And everyone speculated and sort of gone, oh, this is because this, and this. The reason that they've done that, and it's painfully obvious to me, is because fans would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Fans would have cheered to see all these girls coming out. And they don't want fans to cheer Bobby Lashley. He's a heel.
Yeah.
They want them to boo him. And if he's coming out with pretty girls, we're going to cheer them. And that's not what they want. This is why it stopped. It's obvious.
If they want fans to boo him, don't get him to ask who's next, because that will not make the fans boo him more. That will make the fans.
So it's not actually been confirmed yet. So
no, it's not.
let's just cross our fingers and hope that it didn't happen last night, because we're recording this at 12 o'clock on Monday. Let's hope it didn't happen tonight.
It's happening tonight.
But but for us last night, because this will be out Tuesday.
No. We meant it's definitely it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it is. But
I
mean, you never know. He might get concussion again, and he might just head. I think he just headbutts his house as he leaves, doesn't he? Locks the door, bang, headbutts.
I think he has to headbutt the car before he gets out the car.
Goes off and does the shopping. You know, in America they open their big freezers for milk, don't they?
Oh, you have to headbutt.
You headbutt one of them, any door. It's just any door's fair game.
If I've worked out in WWE, if you want to give someone a quick face turn, just put him up against Goldberg, because Goldberg will get every boo in that whole place.
Tell you what really confuses Goldberg is automatic doors. Because he tries to headbutt him and just falls over. Sorry. I couldn't resist. You was on about him headbutting every door, and I was just imagining him going into Walmart and just trying to headbutt the door as he goes over the door opening.
Right, Charlotte Flair defeated Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. Me and Link both saw this one coming. We that was the way we predicted, and I mean,
it's the right move.
Yeah, I mean, as you always get with the Charlotte Rhea match, it was a good match.
It was loud.
Well, yeah, I'll be honest. I turned the volume down a little bit.
I'll be honest as well. Like, we didn't pay as much attention to this match as we should have, but I've seen quite a lot since. Do you know what? It's probably one of the best nights of the match of the night.
Nights of the match, yeah. It was one of the nights
of the match. It was a night.
Probably match of the night.
Do you know what? I was really happy with one thing. I was worried that Rhea would take the loss. But if she took the loss, it would make her look weak.
Yeah.
The way they done it with Charlotte using the stairs.
Yeah, they protect.
They done it perfect.
Yeah. That was the other thing as well. We couldn't work out last night whether that counted as using a weapon, because if she picked it up and hit her with it, that would be a DQ, no?
Yeah, I think it's referee's discretion at the end of the day.
But I also feel like this is going to be part of the storyline as well.
Yeah. If it would have, I think if it would have continued for much longer, it would have been a DQ.
Yeah.
But I don't think the referee should have gave her a warning for it. But I don't think that had happened at that point, which is why
they had to do something like that to make Rhea lose and look strong.
Well, that's it, isn't it? We would have been saying, going, well, that was a bit of a waste of Rhea if she's just clean loses to Charlotte.
This is the thing. She's lost the title without anyone interfering, and there weren't no cheating as such. Charlotte would say she used her move as normal, and it just so happened that she took advantage of the situation that she was in.
Well, also
Becky Charlotte SummerSlam.
I don't think we're going to see the end of Rhea.
I don't think we're going to see. I don't think if there's Becky, then I think it'll be a triple threat. Because I think I was just about to say that I think the way that they did it last night, it keeps the Raw Women's Championship busy for the time being until they work out what the hell they're doing with it.
It's. I mean, we're going to find out tonight. I would imagine.
Well, yeah.
Tonight's going to be the big. If we're getting Becky coming back, it will be tonight. I think.
And the thing is, I think a triple threat, neither one of them are going to go out looking weak.
Mm. So, yeah. But then, yeah, I mean, if you add Becky into that, then someone's got to get pinned. And
it ain't going to be Becky, is it?
No, well, I don't think it'd be Rhea or Charlotte either. So, why the fuck is that going to work?
Charlotte can submit.
Yeah, but I don't think it'd happen to Rhea again twice in a row. I can see Becky making Charlotte submit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love to talk more about it, but again, I feel like this is a match I didn't watch.
Maybe you should stop watching because you end up winning the matches you don't watch.
I do, mate. I do. Although one of them was Charlotte and one of them was AJ Styles. So actually,
Charlotte's now at
it was like a period. I was like, it was like that. It was like I went sort of stopped watching it for about 40 minutes by the seams of things. So I was like, didn't watch from Styles till Charlotte Rhea really properly anyway. But I wasn't interested in those. I was interested in the Money in the Bank matches.
Charlotte's now a 14-time women's champion.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
14 times.
It's a bit unnecessary, don't you think?
Oh, I mean, she's gonna smash past her daddy's record, isn't she? Like, absolutely smash
Good.
past it.
He's a knob. I mean, censored.
How good would it be if she equals
smash
it?
past John Cena's record.
How good would it be if she equals it and go, AW now, bye.
No, how good would it be if she smashes past everybody and she goes, right, I'm coming for yours now, R-Truth. Coming for your records.
I see him
calls out R-Truth for most title reigns.
Did you see the little bit back and forth with him and Edge? How he says that you don't see Edge didn't see the 24/7 title as being a proper title. So then
I don't see any of your 40 runs or whatever it is.
Yeah, R-Truth don't count any of Edge's because they're not 24/7 title. So he's ignored all them as well.
I like R-Truth. I do like R-Truth.
I admit R-Truth.
I've just been watching a few random moments recently, building up videos for our TikToks and stuff, and it's mental how many of the matches that R-Truth appears. Obviously in various forms. But I'm like, bloody hell, he was in this match as well. I'll go back to like 2001, I'm like, Jesus Christ, he was in this match. It's just like, I don't ever remember you being in this match, but you were. Mental.
Okay, quick.
Yeah.
The best one, he was still in that cage match, wasn't he? Was with the Miz against Cena. Mental.
That's just, yeah. Right. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
This is a good match.
Yeah. Ricochet, John Morrison, we all said that they'd get really hurt. And I
don't think they really did.
I don't think they did. I'm trying to think if, like, because Kevin Owens obviously
Owens took all the big spots.
Yeah, Kevin Owens.
Bar the last one.
Yeah, the last one was mental.
Bar the last one. So
I don't think that was as big though. Like I think.
Kevin took both the ladder shots.
Yeah.
The second ladder one, yeah, was.
He had
nuts.
the power bomb onto the corner, onto the edge side of the ladder, which would have been the hardest part of the ladder. They missed the trick. They missed the trick there. They missed the trick there.
He couldn't even walk for a lot of it because he busted his knee really early.
He did, yeah.
And then he obviously got thrown out as well and went through the ladder, which was balanced between the ring apron and the announce table. So, yeah, I mean, that was some big spots.
We kind of said that we knew Drew was going to get taken out at some point.
Yeah, and I'm glad it was Jinder and Jinder's group because now Drew's still got something to go in, and I'd say it's
Jinder's crew.
It's a big thing still going, really, isn't it? Let's be fair, because it's Jinder Mahal, an ex-world champion, and like this is the closest we've seen him to being world champion status. Even when he was world champion, I'd still say this is better than what he had then.
And the thing is,
all he did is he came back jacked, and Vince was like, "You have it now. It's okay."
Drew's a big guy, and Jinder makes him look a normal size. They're both big guys. It's a good little rivalry they've got going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, they've done some weird things in this rivalry. We had the whole thing,
sword and
of
the
unicorns or something
getting smashed up, and it's like, ugh. Especially when the bike being smashed up. Literally, they are selling the toy of Drew with that bike. That is a toy. Like, it was a toy before that segment even aired. And it's the exact same bike. And it's just like, oh.
Bit like the ambulance.
Look, we all knew it was going to happen before it happened. It's just like, oh.
But, I mean, if it carries on, I can see it, even to be fair, not carrying on past SummerSlam and going into whatever the September pay-per-view is, because that could end in, like, a really destructive match, to be fair. Like, they could... I could see that being a last man standing type match. Easily, just destroying each other, or even a 3-on-1 handicap last man standing. That would be
in a Punjabi prison cell.
Wow, Pete. Wow, Pete. Wow, is that because they're Indian? Yes, yes, it was.
Yes.
Riddle hit a lot of RKOs. He obviously did more autumn moves than his own.
Sorry. Punjabi prison cell.
Did he say cell?
Yeah.
It's just prison match.
Yeah,
Prison, yeah.
Punjabi prison.
Yeah.
It is.
It is the whole prison. It's not.
That was bugging me. Like you said, cell. I was just like,
But
oh.
Ricochet come up with a good little spot though when Riddle, I think, took him off the ladder, and he landed onto the ropes. He bounced onto the ropes and then flipped across.
People on the outside.
That was quite cool.
That involved Riddle actually at the top, wasn't he? Because he was at the top of the ladder, or he pushed the ladder. One of the two. I can't remember.
He got Ricochet off the ladder. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite cool.
But Nakamura didn't really do a crazy amount in this match. I don't actually remember what spots he did do.
Injured Kevin Owens at the beginning. Threw him onto the ladder and busted his knee.
Yes, yeah, that was
Nakamura.
Yeah,
and obviously Seth took the big ending off of the top of the ladder for the ending of the match.
I really thought Seth was winning that then, which I predicted Seth, and then that awesome move that was mental.
That was a good way to finish the match. I love that, and the fact that he was able to get back up and pick it up. Big E winning the Money in the Bank, and I'm very happy about it because I also predicted Big E to win, which was nice. I was the only one to have got the any of the Money in the Bank matches, so that's good.
Which meant at this point we all drew. So,
And do you know what
Correct.
Dan drew.
But do you know what really
Lost,
bugged me? I was going through Twitter this morning. I was actually going through it last night
Twitter.
after the pay-per-view.
Twitter.
And
Twitter.
do you know there was somebody actually put on there complained that how out of order is it that WWE don't listen and no fan favourite won a Money in the Bank match. You had Big E and Nikki, two of the biggest fan favourites, winning Money in the Bank matches, and there was people on there agreeing with him, and I was like, really?
Yeah, like
Really?
how do people not see Big E as a fan favorite? Like
Big E and Nikki, I suppose, at the minute, are two of the biggest fan favourite names apart from
yeah,
Big E.
like
Nikki as well.
Nikki got such a fan reaction, like
Yeah.
crazy fan reaction.
They're two of the biggest fan. I was quite surprised they give them to both fan favourites at the minute.
Yeah, some people are a bit.
It's wrestling fans trying to please.
They're toxic. They try to pick faults, and if you're one of them, then fine. Just hit the dislike button, and you're added a few, so I don't actually care.
And a reaction.
Do you want to leave a comment as well, while you're there? Tell us how much we suck.
Yeah,
Tell me how ugly we all are.
Yeah,
that's always nice.
Yeah. But yes, I don't know about you boys. I'm quiet. I'm like sort of confident that this is going to be a big thing for Big E now, and I think we could see a successful cash in at some point. Like
I don't think they should rush it.
Otis. At no point I was thinking there's no storyline I can come up with where
That
Otis can legit be champion. There was nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
And even Miz, I was surprised he obviously successfully cashed in.
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, do you know what? I had a thought last night and I was like, please don't, because I don't think they'll do it. But Big E, you could never tell. New Day are supposed to get back together soon. They won't use this for the tag team titles, would they?
No.
Nikki cashing on any title.
No, absolutely.
I'm hoping he don't. I'm hoping he goes for the main title run.
Yeah, because what New Day used to do quite a lot was they used to use the Freebird rule, didn't they? And then in more recent times they've stopped doing that. Obviously, mainly because Xavier Woods was injured for so long, that was a big part of that.
And now they're on different brands.
And now they're on different brands. So I think keeping Kofi and Woods as the tags and Big E as the singles competitor works really nicely. It goes from being a tag team and it goes to becoming a really strong stable instead.
Well, even if they go to three singles competitors, because by the looks of things, look, it's no secret that Xavier Woods has always wanted to be king of the ring. He talks about it non-stop.
And he could win it.
And obviously, at the moment, they're doing a lot of stuff with the King stuff. You know, they've just changed it over from Baron Corbin to Nakamura. If that continues so much longer, it wouldn't surprise me if we get another King of the Ring tournament pretty soon.
Yeah, that'd be good. But
I would be 100% behind Xavier Woods.
I can't help but feel that he'll get a little bit looked over Woods. To be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, yeah, time will tell on that one. But of course, with Big E winning and him being on SmackDown, it opened the door for a potential cash-in for the main event of Roman Reigns versus Edge. A match which we thought was going to be straightforward and going to be a Roman Reigns win. However, before the match started, Seth Rollins was backstage, and he said that he was coming for the person that won. We assumed it was obviously for the title, which obviously it is for the title, and we've seen later on that he does want the title. But we know for a fact he's setting up a feud with, what rumours are that he's setting up a feud with Edge.
Well, it isn't even rumours, mate. It already started. Like, interactions in the last couple of weeks.
Which was confusing us and thinking, oh God, Roman's going to drop the title the moment the crowd's back. And we're thinking, don't know if this is the right move. But a lot of interference. We had refs down. We had a legitimate injury to the ref's knee, I think. He was supposed to have hurt his head, but he was holding on for his knee for so long.
The doctors and everybody came out, and I think it was the new ref that came out at the end of the match. So it was a legit.
The Usos came out and tried to get involved, and then the Mysterios came in and helped Edge by saving him there. And then we ended up with Seth coming through the crowd, and he beat down Edge a couple of times. I'm sure we ended up with Seth. Did Seth beat up Edge first? Then
he disappeared out.
So Edge had the bar in Roman's mouth.
Yeah.
And had the crossface thing on. Then Seth came out, booted Edge in the back of the head to break that up. Then the ref basically started to get up. Seth got up on the apron and distracted Edge for long enough that Roman managed to hit the spear.
Did he hit the spear? Yeah. Oh, he hit a spear. But then Edge also hit a spear. Don't forget. Edge.
That was before Seth got back involved again.
Was it before?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Right at the end, Edge. It finished with
because that was a new ref, wasn't it? At the end.
Seth had got involved and distracted him.
That was my only criticism actually with that entire match, was the fact that Roman kicked out twice of the same pin.
Yeah.
But the thing was,
I can understand why it absolutely happened.
You had the crowd counting, and I think with the crowd counting to 2, I think they were counting to say that it could have been a pinfall, like the crowd, as they do with there's no ref. I think he heard the 2 and wasn't sure if the ref was there or not, and they were counting 2 for that reason, so he kicked out.
It wouldn't surprise me if they made that story as well. And it's just like, look, even when you idiots tried to count, I still managed to kick out.
Yeah. Like, I think that's what it was. He mostly
you never had me. Full stop.
Yeah.
Like even without a ref there and somebody else counting, you didn't have me. Like,
thing is, can you imagine him taking the risk, not knowing if the ref is there, going, no, that's the fans, and not kicking out of 2? You can imagine that.
Yeah. But and obviously at the end we
thought that was it, didn't we? Roman was going to be going with Heyman. But he come out and said that that's it now, didn't he? He got the mic, had a bit on the mic.
That's it, yeah. And because they had a little stare off with Seth and Roman, and then Seth.
Well, it was Edge and Seth chased off into the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before that, we had Seth saying, obviously chatting to Roman that he obviously wanted a shot at the title, and then Edge got back up again, and then they ended up fighting again.
Yeah,
and then they got out of the ring, and then they left Roman in the ring with just Paul Heyman. Oh, Paulie.
At which point, for me, it was obvious something else was happening. Like the fact that they chased each other off out of the arena, made it obvious that Roman was being left there for something else to happen.
As soon as the microphone got handed to Reigns, I knew something was going on.
And then what music did we hear, Pete?
We're not going there.
Go on, Pete. How'd it go?
I can't remember.
What I do?
It was what I do.
What I do? What I do? Pete's impression of Cena's entrance music is just something special.
But you called it on the prediction show, mate. You did get it right. Yep. We would see Cena. It wasn't a prediction as such. It's just something that you mentioned in passing. But yeah, Cena's back, and I'm more than happy with it. Obviously it's not going to probably be around for a long time. But at the same time, I don't see a legitimate rival now that's not Seth and Edge. And I don't want to see a triple. I don't really want to see Seth, Edge, and Roman at SummerSlam. So
I think he's going to be around for a while now. I think he's going to go for that title run again. I really can see it.
The talks from what he was saying after SmackDown went off the air, it does. He did
SummerSlam. I know he's gone.
He did tease it. Did you watch the whole thing, Link? Yeah. He did say about this wasn't going to be the
one night thing.
Wasn't going to be the one night thing.
Back.
But what he's chuffed for, he is back, and this is the first night.
Well, I can see this being they've been teasing the Randy Orton Cena, the Link. You've been after it for ages. The Flair title. I think this is going to be the start of that. Orton's been away. I could see Cena coming back, winning the belt, and then we could see maybe an Orton feud going.
I'd like for it to be that, but it won't be that. Like I say, it's almost 100% for me. He's going to be gone again after SummerSlam. Like,
but do you know what? I actually I got a message on our group today. I put that little clip up of what Cena was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I got asked, was the pop bigger than Edge's? So I watched the return. I watched Cena's return back last night, and instantly I was like, "Yeah."
I mean, it was big. It was big.
And they was like, "But that's the biggest pop I can remember." I said, "Look, the biggest one I can remember was Hardy's."
Yeah,
and
that was the biggest.
No, yeah. But I think if I watched it back, you watched that pop back from last night.
Bigger.
I think that might have done it.
No, the Hardy's is bigger. Definitely
the thing is with Edge,
the Hardy's for me is probably the biggest pop ever. It was absolutely massive.
The thing is with Edge, it was almost but confirmed the entire time, wasn't it, that he was gonna do it. So it was like people obviously amazing, awesome that he was back, but I don't think people were as shocked. Whereas I think everyone wasn't necessarily expecting to see John back because we've had it for so many months now. A bit like it is for Becky actually. It's like, right, when you coming back? When you coming back? When you coming back? So like people are starting to think that he wasn't coming back.
It wasn't until I listened to the music. As soon as that first note hit, the whole place. I watched it back and I was like, I had my phone on quite loud, and even I was like,
"What I do?"
That you couldn't hear some of the music from the crowd over that. It was absolutely mental.
No, it was good. It was good.
There was another video. Someone put out a video of a lot of people had left after Roman had won.
Right.
And when the music hit, you see them running back to the seats. It was mental, that pop.
And that's why you don't try and beat traffic.
Especially not at a pay-per-view. Like,
yeah.
A random Raw, fair play. I don't blame you, but like,
yeah.
Go home show, first show after a pay-per-view, no, and the actual pay-per-view itself, no.
And
your mid-month shows, yeah. Solid.
I was never the biggest Cena fan, but that made me smile a bit yesterday, seeing him back. It's like I said, I don't know if it's the crowd that done it, because that was a mental reaction, but it's added something different again. It seems like something's been missing for the whole pandemic, not just the fans, something else. And I think this could be it.
Yeah.
Having a Cena run.
I could see him being about for a little bit.
Yeah.
What they do with him, I could see a little United States run, to be fair.
And if you would like to buy some budgies, they are going cheap.
Cheap. But yes, so we obviously all drew. Well, me and Link drew and Pete lost because he sucks. But it means that we all have to do the voice thing, the mouth thing, where it holds your thing open. Each of us have to do half an hour during our Pick Your Poison on the 20th of August, when our guest, which was announced last night, is Mr. Adam Oakley.
Yay!
He was on Hollyoaks, you know.
But yeah, so I mean that's going to be difficult. 30 minutes each of trying to drink a shot.
Yeah.
Well, bits of our pints at that point.
Whatever.
The thing is, I actually thought.
Does that mean we're trying out the drink that Adam will be bringing on with one of us with the thing on?
Probably,
I'm willing to go first and
To be fair, it takes Pete like 80 minutes to drink a pint anyway. So
Yeah. I think I should do it with a smaller shot, not the pint. I even thought I'll see if I can sneak a straw on.
Pete, even if it's with the pint, you'll be fine because, like I say, it takes you so long to drink a pint.
You'll be putting in so little anyway.
You can just sit there and not even start the pint until after you've taken it off anyway, like you normally.
I was sitting there thinking I'd get a straw and do it for that. That would even make it even harder.
Yes, because you
drink through a straw.
Yeah, because you'd have to like.
Yeah.
You can't drink. It'd be impossible to drink through a straw.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of ways to try and make it a bit easier to drink, and there is no way.
But yeah. So yeah, make sure you come and join us for our pick your poisons. No, you couldn't snort it. Snorting it's a bad idea. But there will be our first ever. So we've been doing pick your poison for a few months now, but the first ever pick your poison that we did is coming out on Friday. I think I'm gonna set
this Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it out for 6 p.m. UK time. Yeah. Wow, mate. Actually, no. I'll do it at 5 because we record at 6, so we'll do it at 4.
It will be an 18 and above stream, obviously.
Yeah, it's because it's drinking. But yeah.
Yay.
Right. Anything else to add, lads, about the wrestling itself?
I enjoy wrestling.
Oh, he enjoys wrestling. Pete.
He likes milk too.
I do like it.
He likes milk too.
Honestly, though, like the wrestling in the last month has been absolutely fantastic. Having the crowd back has been brilliant this weekend so far. I'm hoping that Raw continues that momentum tonight. We didn't touch on AEW at all, but AEW's actually been doing really well recently. I've been enjoying watching their stuff as well. Obviously, they've got crowds back, or like proper crowds back, not just the wrestlers stood around ringside. Yeah, like it's all round wrestling's just improving.
One thing we completely forgot.
What
a wicked version of Orton's music that was last night.
Oh, and on that note, if I can find it, I will try and no, because we'll get copyright claims. But
yeah, we'll get claims.
It's good. Go and find it. I'll see if I can find a link for it somewhere. It was good. It made us all laugh. It was good fun. And yeah, we will catch you guys in the next one.
Rick Books.
Yeah.
Peace.